Our learning goal for today is I can use the process of long division to find quotients with zeros. If I divide 715 divided by 7, I still need to use my checklist. Let's start our division process. 7 goes into 7 one time. 1 times 7 is 7. Now I subtract. 7 minus 7 is 0. 0 is less than 7, so I can check that off. And then I bring down the 1. Here's where it's a little bit tricky. 7 goes into 1. Well, it can't go into 1. There's not any 7s in 1. So 7 into 1 would be 0. Let me catch up. I have my bring down, and I just divided. 0 times 7 is 0. Then I subtract. 1 minus 0 is 1. Then I check. 1 is less than 7. Then I bring down. My new number now is 15. 15 divided by 7 is 2. 2 times 7 is 14. 15 minus 14, is 1. And 1 is less than 7. And then there's nothing left to bring down. So I bring my remainder over and show next to my quotient that there is one remainder left using an R1. So now my problem is completed because I have an X on the bring down column. Let's check our answer. We need to multiply the quotient times the divisor. So 102 times 7. 2 times 7 is 14. 0 times 7 is 0 plus 1 more is 1. 7 times 1 is 7. But remember, it's not 715 yet because I have to add my remainder. So 714 plus 1 is 715. 715, now they match. So that answer is correct. Let's take a look at a word problem. Berkeley's Relay for Life team raised $5,500 in 5 months for American Cancer Society. If the same amount was raised in each of the 5 months, how much money did the team raise each month? Well, I need to set up my problem. There's a couple things I know about a word problem. First of all, it says the word each. So I know each means either to divide or multiply. And so then it says if the same amount was raised in each of the 5 months, how much money the team raised each month. So now I know I'm going from larger to smaller, so I have to be dividing. So I need to set up the problem with the largest number in my dividend. So it would be $5,500 divided by 5. Let's use our checklist too. So I have to divide. If it's money, it's still the same way. 5 goes into 5 one time. Now 1 times 5 is 5. Then I have to subtract. 5 minus 5 is 0. Then I have to check. Well, 0 is less than 5. Then I need to bring down. Nothing's changed yet. Then I do 5 divided by 5 again, which is 1. 1 times 5 is 5. Now 5 minus 5 is 0. And I can check 0 is less than 5. And then I bring down. Remember, I'm only bringing down one number at a time. Now it looks kind of strange. I have 2 zeros on the bottom, and I have my 5 on the divisor. So I have to divide 5 into 0. Well, 5 into 0 still goes 0 times. There's not any 5s in 0, so it would be 0. So then I've done my division. I have to now multiply. 0 times 5 is 0. Then I have to subtract. Well, 0 minus 0 is 0. And then check. Yes, 0 is less than 5. And I have to bring down. I still have another 0 to bring down. So I still have to do the whole process again because remember, I have to have an X in the bring down column in order to make sure that I've finished my problem. So I have to go one more time. Well, it's the same situation. There's a 0 on the bottom, and I have 5 as a divisor. So 5 goes into 0 0 times. 0 times 5 is 0. I have to subtract. Well, 0 minus 0 is 0. And then I have to check. 0 is less than 5, and there's nothing left to bring down. So my answer should be $1,100. So let's check it. $1,100 times 5 should equal $5,500. So 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times 1 is 5. So I know my answer is correct. Let's do another word problem. Miss Brewer made 150 copies of the test to distribute equally among 3 fourth grade classes. How many copies will each class receive? So I have the word each, which we know shows either multiplication or division. And then it says distribute, so I'm giving away equally. If I'm giving away equally, that means that we are going to divide. So it's 150 divided by 3. Remember, the larger number must be in the dividend. So 150 divided by 3. 3 can't go into 1, so I have to go 3 into 15. 3 goes into 15 5 times. 5 times 3 is 15. Then I subtract. 0 is less than 3, and then I bring down. Just like on the other problem, we have a 0. So 3 goes into 0 0 times. 0 times 3 is 0. Then I have to subtract. 0 minus 0 is 0. And then I have to check. Well, 0 is less than 3, and there's nothing left to bring down. So since I have an X in the bring down column, I know my problem's finished. Let's check our work. 50 times 3. 0 times 3 is 0. 3 times 5 is 15. So 150, 150. I know my problem's correct now. I have a practice problem for you, and it's a word problem. Be careful. Make sure that you're using division. And I would like for you to write down the keywords that told you it was a division problem. Let me read it for you. Mrs. Thomas purchased 540 dry erase markers for the 4th grade team. If each of the 6 4th grade classes received an equal amount, how many markers did each class get? Try the practice problem on your own on your note-taking page. If you have any questions, write that in the questions box. I'll see you tomorrow.